This is Fantasy Banter HQ. Bold takes, sharp analysis, and zero filters.
Dress League, I am officially 1-7.
Oh.
2 games behind anybody else.
2 games behind everyone else. Now, usually in these leagues, I pull off a run at the end to just barely stay out of the dress, but I can't say for sure if that's going to happen.
You have a solid team too. I think the injuries are just getting everyone this year. Just
most people play to win. I play to not lose. It's a different thing.
You usually play to get Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah,
100%, dude. I'm so I'm on my game now because I'm actually texting with your brother yesterday, making sure that I can get that kicker in, having him use his commissioner powers to put my kicker in after the kickoff because I expect him to put him in my lineup and he did not. And I thought for sure he was going to tell me to get lost. I'm super shocked that he actually did it.
Oh, he better, because he comes to me every week or every couple of weeks with, "Hey, I got to do this funky thing," and I push it through. So as long as it's not completely illegal. You know what I'm really proud of is you haven't been fined yet this year.
That's true.
Wait,
it's been a while.
Wait, you guys.
Yeah,
get
we do
fined?
fines. We do fines.
Yeah.
I think it's because of this podcast that I actually have been all over it this year.
you're going to be
Well,
doling
you're
out
great
some
at
fines this year, I think, too, or this week.
What's that?
From what I looked at.
You think I'm going to do what?
I will be.
Yeah,
Oh,
a couple
sheesh,
people were played that were injured or on bye or whatever.
Well, then I'm sleeping at the wheel then, because I didn't catch that. See,
Yeah.
I count on
Yeah,
I count on the constituents to kind of give me a heads up too, because there's a lot of action going on. But I do have quite a few people like, "Hey, by the way, so and so didn't start an active player."
Yeah.
So what's the fine?
For those who don't understand, is it $10? It's $10. So if somebody doesn't start their lineup, like someone plays a guy that's on bye but doesn't declare that they're purposely doing it, or if you leave someone on IR that's not actually injured, then Justin fines you $10. And actually, isn't the fine for leaving someone on IR even worse than $10?
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it
25. 25, and then you
$25?
lose an IR spot for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and it used to be like an automatic loss or something, wasn't it?
That's what it
Used
is
to
in
be,
our
yeah.
league.
Oh, that's what it is in our
Automatic
league. Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatic loss in our league, so we don't mess around. Do you get 0 points too, or is it just an automatic loss, but you get to keep your points?
I
towards
drop
high
it
points?
down to just barely under whoever they played score. It happened to Biggie, and he actually owned up to it. So
It was
I
when
was
he
proud
played
of
me. Mm-hmm.
Shebass should be probably near the dress status, but he's lucking out.
Everyone has
I'm
the
getting so
tiebreaker
lucky.
on me in that league, unfortunately.
Well, so the dress is all. I think we covered this before, but so forgive me. But the dress is all about record. It has nothing to do with total points, right?
No,
Correct.
it's last place per ESPN regular season, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, we all know how the schedule can go south on you when you score a good amount of points, but you just play against the teams that score in the top 2 or 3, and you got, so we switched our last place team, instead of having it to do with the record, to just be least amount of total points.
You're one of those guys, though, man. You're always about how can we make this a little bit more fair? Whereas I kind of think this thing about the record, the fact that it is kind of like a crapshoot, is what makes it so fun to begin with.
That is pretty
right?
cool. That's fun. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Literally, you could have middle of the pack points, but you just happen to play the best team every week, and now you're stuck wearing a 2-2 to the draft in public. I think it's hilarious.
That's right.
It's hilarious.
And you're screaming in the dress, "I didn't have a bad team."
And I think last year we had 3 or 4 guys that were in the running for it. And
Yeah.
I think I got lucked out on that one. So no, I squeaked into the playoffs last year. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That must get intense. Even for the bottom half of the league.
Dude.
Yeah.
It really is,
Dude,
man.
you start
It really is.
if you're in the bottom and it's tight, dude, you're starting to scramble and
Oh, funny.
Yeah. Well,
didn't we pick up?
Well, didn't we have last year? Didn't we have Biggie try to throw his last game to keep Mole in the dress, and it became a big thing?
Yes.
It became a big thing. We wouldn't let him throw the game though, because he was trying to throw all of his guys, and I was like, dude, that's kind of like collusion, man. That became a big thing. We're like, you got to at least put in guys who are going to play the game. You can't just take your entire lineup off or whatever. I can't remember how it went down, but it ended up being a thing where he eventually just said, fine, I'll put in a startable, fieldable squad because he was trying to keep Mole in the dress, which in hindsight, we should have let him do it. That's freaking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. At the
I love
time,
that.
I was kind of all for it.
We need to start kind of pushing the auction that way. Maybe not full-blown dress, but maybe next year we vote in like the last place team has to wear a bra on the outside of their clothes let's just start small.
Well, are we gonna actually enforce it? Because Tad's name is still the 7th stringer, so
that is true. Yeah,
there's that.
That's on me, right? Because at the draft, you guys should have. I should have done it on the spot.
Yeah,
I forgot the whole situation that they said. Yep, let's do it.
You got to be a little tougher. You got to be a little more firm, dude. You got to be a little more firm.
Enough with this fairness.
Enough with this fairness.
Yeah, I'm a middle child, so that's my issue. Everybody's got to be fair. Yeah.
Fantasy winners and losers.
Time to get into the content. I know Dustin can't hear my drop, but there was a drop there.
Yeah, I would like to hear those. I don't know why I can't. It's real.
Yeah, I think it's because you're on like the original iPad Air in a closet, filming with 0 video lights. It has something to do with that.
You're missing out on the fun. The drops are fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to move on right now to our fantasy winners and losers, and we're going to start with Sheb. And he's going to give us our first fantasy winner because I'm just going to go clockwise because to me, that makes sense. Sheb, who do you got this week? Week 8.
This guy.
Hey, wait a second though. Before I have you say it, I have to say the position because you got too excited. You said this guy, and I feel like you were just going to blurt out something random.
You're going to go kick returner.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like
he's like Brian Robinson Jr.
Yeah, correct. Like we're not doing backup running backs.
I deserve that.
So we are going to start with QBs
this week.
We're going to start with QBs. Do you still get excited, Sheb, to say this guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're gonna start out QB winners.
Terrible week 7.
Oh, you're going losers.
No.
Bounce back.
Yeah, he bounced back this week. He had negative 1.4 points and came back and put up 24.2. That was Tua.
I think I know you're talking about. I want to know why? Because I literally took him out and put in Dylan Gabriel, and I was miserable from that decision. I thought I was a genius at the time.
Cover your eyes.
I was like, 10 points is better than negative points.
Exactly. And going off the previous week, it was a good play. But yeah, I mean, he went 20 for 26 and 205 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't know where that came from, but it came out this week. So he had a good week, good bounce back week from week 7. So
every guy I put in that puts up no points, like Joe Flacco, will put up like 24 points the next week. So whatever.
We should clarify to the audience too. This was in a super flex league. I just wanted to clarify for your reputation with the audience that you're not starting Dylan Gabriel in a standard 1 quarterback league here.
Thank you for clarifying that because that was going to be the question in the comments.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I got stuck with that. I had that situation where I had Goff on a bye, and then Michael Penix was out. It was in our league with the dress, and then my only other quarterback was Dylan Gabriel. I was trying to pick up Kirk Cousins, but Stumper went and picked him up.
I dropped him.
He was trying to block me, so he dropped him like right before kickoff.
That was genius.
He was trying to block me, but I ended up with QBs anyways, homie. Can't stop.
You did, dude. And they both did pretty well.
Yeah, I ended up better QBs than him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that stuff, who's your QB winner for the week?
My QB winner for this week is Jordan Love. He looked. I hate saying it, but he looked great.
Yeah, he literally made the Packers look like geniuses, and I hate to say it, but I think the Packers are winning the Super Bowl, man. It's my prediction right now. Packers are winning it.
Wow, you're way out there, dude.
Dude,
yeah, I think they are.
So. I think they're winning it, man. Because I think that they got a little cold. They're like a little high and low, and what's going to happen is they're going to pick it up right towards the end of the season, December, January, and they're going to be absolutely unstoppable. And you heard the stat with Jordan Love being the second QB in franchise history to complete 20 passes in a row And so they skipped right over Aaron Rodgers. It was Brett Favre and then Jordan Love.
Yeah.
The graphic that scares me about this is
27 years old thing.
The 27-year-old, each one of them Packer quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl when they're 27, and that's just ridiculously coincidental. I don't know. I mean, they look great, but I still think the winner's going to come out of the AFC. They may make it, and they'll be let down. Maybe
by like the Chiefs or something who are also going to play like really terrible beginning of the season, and they're just going to pick up some steam, and then right at the right time
they're starting. Yeah.
That's almost more satisfying if they make it to the Super Bowl and lose as a Vikings fan.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely, dude. It's all the shit that we can talk to our people. I can't wait.
I can't wait till the Packers make it to the Super Bowl.
It's like they're definitely making the Super Bowl. Justin, who do you have as your fantasy winner this week?
So I am going with CJ Stroud, who looked really good against the 49ers, put up 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he did it all without Nico Collins. So looked pretty solid. Hopefully he continues that momentum.
He had about 22 points maybe. He was in one of my leagues. I barely won. I had him in.
There you go.
I think he had just under 22 points, if I remember correctly.
So him being a winner made you a winner.
Yeah, not too often are my players winners, so I'm very happy to have this winner on my squad. So, speaking of winners, let's talk about the opposite. Let's talk about QB losers. Shebass.
Ooh, QB losers.
He's got to flip the page for this.
I do. I got Baker Mayfield. Man, he put up 4 points. That was it.
Yeah.
It's just a dud all around that whole team.
I feel like if I go off Justin's whole theory that, it's all about averages, like this guy's going to do so many yards and so many touchdowns per season. He isn't hitting it, so he's got to blow up eventually. I feel like Baker Mayfield's the opposite. Like he started out way hotter than we ever thought he would. And so now it's time for him just to cool down and come back to earth. Yeah. Unfortunately, he might still be a top 10, but I mean, he was rocking top 1 and 2 spot in fantasy for a while.
Yeah, he was.
And losing all his weapons, and he was still kind of holding it together. I think that's kind of starting to affect him now.
Well, the theory, basically, the way I look at it is no matter what player you are, unless you're an MVP caliber season, you're going to have your ups and downs. Sure, if you're playing 18 games or 17 games, you're going to have the better players going to have 12 to 14 really good games, but they're going to throw some duds in there. So it's just don't overreact and kind of roll with the punches. And hopefully this is one of those games for Baker.
Yep.
But can you trust him now? So they do this once and I'm like, if it's 10 points, it's like, okay. But when you start putting up like 2 points as a quarterback, I'm like, I don't know if I can ever trust you again. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you're only got one win, you're about to be in a dress. Like there's no chance.
Yeah. In the previous week, he only put up 11 points. So, I mean, he was 28 for 50 on passing. So,
wow. He's averaging 5.5 points a week through 2 weeks. That's not good.
I think those injuries are just really catching up to them right now. I know Ibuka played, but I mean, he's probably still bothered by the injury that he had. So, yeah.
QB losers. Dustin.
Well, I'm gonna go kind of real life and fantasy, and that's Kirk Cousins. He looked terrible. 7 points. And with
he's a loser in real life.
Yeah, in NFL, he's a loser in both real life and fantasy. But with the trade deadline looming, teams are possibly looking for a quarterback, and the way he played, I mean, they got their ass kicked by the Dolphins. And that's not all on him, but he didn't really do much to help, and it just kind of I think it really made him a loser in both. So
he can play for KLC, so we just need the Falcons to eat the contract and ship him over here. Yeah, because there's got to be a reason why they don't want to play JJ, and they can say it's because he didn't practice, and they could say it's because he's hurt. But we all seen him almost get tackled on the sideline and him hurdle that defender.
He was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, it's like
you think he had that moment? He was like, "Oh shit, they probably got me on camera doing this."
No, JJ's probably like, "See, I can play. Now the rest of the world can see it." He wants to get in there.
Yeah, you ever see that meme where that dude pulls up on that dude who's panhandling? He's in a wheelchair holding a sign, and the dude goes, Hey, man, I'll give you $5. You walk over here. Dude gets up and goes and gets the money. That was JJ. That was JJ, man. I don't know. I think that the jig is up on that one. And now he's coming back versus the Lions because he has to. He exposed himself. And Wentz killed himself.
Wentz is out. Wentz is what are they going to do now? They got. I mean, I know there's the Brosmer fans out there, but that's the same thing as JJ. I mean, I think KOC didn't want to play him if this is actually the case, simply because he thought he had a better chance to win, and he thought the season was salvageable with that veteran quarterback. At some point, JJ's got to get his reps. He's got to get the opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to get his opportunity. That opportunity is coming.
I'm happy about it. But I don't have Justin Jefferson on any of my teams.
Yeah, me neither.
I have him on one.
How do you feel about it? Oh, you got him on 2. Do you guys feel good about JJ then, or what?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, even if he's a good NFL quarterback, I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to be a good fantasy quarterback. And, so hopefully we win some games. It'd be nice if we'd step out and beat the Lions with JJ. Then everyone would believe again.
Right.
It'd be fantastic. Yep. It'd be fantastic. Junkie, who do you got for Fantasy Loser? QBs.
I'll go Dak Prescott, 188, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That one hurt. Looks like he is just the world beater at home. And granted, it was against Denver, but Surtain didn't play half the game. They started building a little bit of momentum, driving in the second half. It looked like we were going to get some garbage time from Dak, and then he threw that pick inside the 10-yard line. That was just super painful, and then he was pulled after that. So just a terrible point game from him. He'll bounce back, but yeah, not a good look.
Yeah, it's kind of tough when these QBs put up single-digit numbers, man. It's
painful.
Yeah, it's painful, man. Makes you just never want to play him again. Like I said before, I mean, give me some consistent play. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next position, starting with running back. Shebass, who do you guys a fantasy winner at running back position?
Oh, I got Breece Hall. He had a great week this week. 18 rushes for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. A couple catches in there, so he had a good little bounce back before that bye week. So
I think I've seen the other 2 people like crossing off Breece Hall off their fantasy love list for the week.
There he goes.
They're like, ooh, good one.
Well, I just crossed it off my list. So
he also had a passing touchdown, so that was fun.
Oh, I missed that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The game-winning passing touchdown.
Yeah, what did he have, like 30-something points?
Yeah.
Yeah, 32. Yep, 32.86.
Just before he gets traded.
Right?
Who's he getting traded to?
He's been real big on the talk of trading just because the Jets have sucked and it's his last season. So
the Chiefs have been kind of one of the teams that have been mentioned, and now Pacheco's week to week with an MCL sprain. So I mean that could warm up.
I mean, I'd be good with that.
I was happy to see Kareem Hunt get in the end zone because that helped me win a league. Yeah, I know. Right now, all the listeners are like, "Why were you playing Kareem Hunt?" It's an Empire League. Okay, I had to do what I had to do.
Plus, it was a bye week with how many teams on a bye? 6, 8.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people had to play Hunt, and he's an okay kind of lottery ticket because every other game he scores 2 touchdowns. It was weird though, the week before he had almost no run whatsoever, and they had Rashard Smith getting the bulk of that second team carries, and then it's just so all over the board.
Andy reads the new Arthur Smith. He hates us. He hates us. Stump, who do you got running back?
I'm going to go Kamani Vidal. He started a little slow, but then just started ripping off chunk runs, and he was one of those guys who I grabbed in every league I am in, and had basically hoped that he was going to be the guy over Haskins. And the first weekend he took over and he kind of slowed down a little bit, but he looked really good last week, and it was another team that might be in the market for a trade for a running back with the injuries and stuff that they've sustained. So I think it's a win for him moving forward because I think that might take them out of that market.
So what do you think is going to happen when Hampton comes back?
Well, Hampton's still in a boot, so I don't even know. I think right now he's scheduled to come back after their bye, their bye is in week 12. But who knows? I mean, they haven't really touched on what happened to his foot.
Because a lot of times the players like Vidal end up being the league winners because those are the guys he picked up, didn't know what was going to happen. Now you end up with a stud. But in his case, like going into the fantasy playoffs, he could just be his workload could be just dramatically cut.
Yeah.
So he kind of seems like a candidate to hang on to for another few weeks to let him have another couple games like this and then try to dish him off. Personally,
or try to.
I wouldn't disagree with that take. Well, so if you get Hampton, if you can get a good haul, I'd much rather deal him like Cory's saying, because if you just go get Hampton and you're kind of hedging your bets, what if they're a 50-50 split and then you got two garbage guys?
Well, from my experience with trading handcuffs away, you don't really get anything for them. I've never really gotten, I've thought about that in the leagues that I have them in, but it's just like I just don't think I'm going to really get over the value he's going to offer me to get into the playoffs,
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like he's one of those guys where I think I kind of just want to hold him. Just because I agree, when Hampton comes back, it could be a timeshare then again because he's playing well. So it's just one of those things where if you want to gamble and try to deal him away, are you going to be able to get the value?
I just imagine Dustin's son or his wife is outside the closet door and he's inside going, he's just one of those guys. I just want to hold him. And they're like, what kind of podcast is this? As he's tucked away in the walk-in closet. Justin, who you got? Fantasy winner.
I got so many. A lot of them are pretty obvious, but I'm going to go with R.J. Harvey. He scored 3 touchdowns this week, couple of breakout runs. Using him a little bit more. Obviously, he's not going to be the bell cow, but getting that workload, and he's really explosive, so it was good to see.
I'm not doing winners or losers, but I feel like I did write down a couple just in case. Like my boy Saquon Barkley he had a good week, and I had an opportunity to pick him up in the guillotine, and I passed on that opportunity, and then he's just been fire ever since. So,
couple of nice bounce backs. Yeah, he fits into that category. Saquon Barkley, James Cook, and Derrick Henry all kind of been slow going over the past few weeks and had nice bounce back games with a couple touchdowns.
Jonathan Taylor 3 touchdowns.
Saquon is dealing with a groin injury, though, which we won't really know how bad it is because they're on their bye this week. So it's might be worth stashing. I don't even know who the good guy to grab, Shipley maybe, or
it's my groin sound.
That's
Bigsby. Shipley or Bigsby. Yeah.
It looked like Bigsby was getting
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. One of them is receiving. So
that's really sad that he never makes our win list because we just expect it at this point.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, it's like he's not really a fantasy winner because all he does is win.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to running back losers. Shebass, who you got?
You said winners, right?
Or
you said losers?
I said
on the running back.
Losers. Yeah.
Loser on the running back side. Let's go with Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh.
He has been a stud all year. He's still got 9 points, but not what you're expecting to get from McCaffrey if he's on your team.
I just max fab bet in my guillotine league for Christian McCaffrey. I had $458 or something, and I just maxed it out. There's multiple dudes with $1,000 in my league still. Week? So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just max betting on him.
Yeah, I would imagine he's gonna bounce back after this week.
I'm hoping that, as soon as I seen the dud week and now the guy got cut, I'm like, this is perfect. Dud week. Like now maybe everyone's gonna think like his ACL is hurt or something.
I mean, it really goes to show how good Houston's defense is. We've been kind of talking about it all year, and they just continue to shut other offenses down. So it's just they're the real deal.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Stump, who you got?
Mine is going to be Bijan. 25 yards, 9 carries against the worst running defense in the league.
So listen, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say the obvious, but he's returned exactly to his Kirk Cousins form. It's like when he's with Kirk Cousins, because
true.
the defense does not have to worry about Cousins doing anything. Bijan, for whatever reason, is not performing, which is kind of scary because he's more talented than that you'd think. But
yeah, I mean, they only gave him 9 carries, so that just wasn't enough. And then they were playing from behind so much, but he wasn't getting the checkdowns like he typically gets from Penix either. So it was just, I mean, it was an ugly game for him.
All right, Justin, who do you got?
Well, there wasn't as many losers this week as there was winners in the running back round, but I'll go with Jordan Mason. We knew it was going to be reduced workload this week with Aaron Jones coming back, but he only had 4 carries for 3 yards. His workload just completely diminished. So uneasy with what it's going to be moving forward, and of course with JJ, his value has plummeted over the last week.
Sure has. I had him in. He put up 1 point, so. He helped Dustin. Didn't he help you win? Yeah, it was great.
I was very appreciative of his performance.
Yeah, so to him, he's a winner. Also, honorable mention, Rico Dowdle, not getting as many carries as Chuba Hubbard and only putting up 54 yards. Strangely enough, put up more yards than Chuba. But
so on that note, just real quick, on Twitter today, there was some notes that the Panthers are going to ride Rico Dowdle and give him the majority of the carries moving forward.
Yeah,
yep,
I saw that.
That's what I saw too.
So that could be a positive for him.
Yeah, so he was a loser this week, but overall, I think his performance just showing he did more with less for the second week in a row showed that that's the way they want to go with
his long was 24 yards versus Chuba's long was 5 yards.
Yeah.
So he's a stud. Let's move on to wide receivers. Let's move on to the win list here with Shebass on the wide receivers. I think I know exactly who's going to say because I feel like Shebass is like Captain Obvious when it comes to his wins. Like he's just like
who scored the most points?
He's like, who scored the most points at each position? Week 8. There's my list.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Drum roll.
Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Is that who you were? Is that who you thought I was going to go
That's
with?
actually not who I thought you were going to go with.
That's not who I thought either.
Yeah, put up 20.9 points. So, you had a good week. 6 targets, caught 5 of them, 99 yards. So yeah, he had a good bounce back from week 7 at that 2.5. So he outscored 2 of that week. So, so it was a good bounce back for him down in Miami.
I'm not moving my pick to Justin. But I want Stump to go first. We're gonna let the listeners have a little bit of anticipation here. Who do you got, Stump?
I'm gonna go Rashee Rice. Came back. He's been back for 2 weeks now. He's caught 15 balls, 3 touchdowns, and 132 yards in 2 games. So he kind of just fell back right into where we expected him to, or had hoped he would, where he was at the beginning of last season. I think he's one of those guys that was worth holding on to for 6 weeks for sure.
Yep.
And I did hang on to him, and I feel great about it. Actually had him in this week. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs have nobody else to throw the ball to or to, I don't know. This feels like he's doing everything.
Yeah.
Junkie, where are you at? Well, I'll let you call out your guy. I think
we know who it is.
One of your favorites, but I'll go with Troy Franklin.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go. That's exactly.
I mean, I'm personally frustrated because he wasn't on my radar. He was like, well, one of those Denver receivers that it changes who it's going to be every week, and then I played him in 2 of my leagues, and he just went off. It was kind of like, what's going on? Why he turned into Jerry Rice all of a sudden? So it was a little frustrating, but. Was definitely the go-to guy this week.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I own him in a league.
They kind of alternate, it seems like.
Yeah.
Between Franklin and
Sutton had the longest pass, but I picked up Franklin in the Empire League just off of a freaking article, like a college football article that I read like while doing the draft, and I was just like, "Ooh, this guy looks good," and I
We
picked
went to
him up.
college with Knicks, didn't he?
Well,
Isn't he the
Franklin?
one that was in college with Knicks?
Ooh, Cory, Google.
Yeah.
There, Google it.
There we
He's
go.
got 18 targets over 2 games, though. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
they
got
did also
9
say
catches.
during the broadcast that they could tell that Dallas was actively trying to take Sutton out of the game and not let Sutton beat him. So that's going to take the attention away. So maybe
Yeah.
with Franklin having some bigger games here, it'll open it up a little bit more for Sutton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You'd hope so. Yeah, he did go to Oregon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I knew that. I think that was part of my thought process, but
I
I
think
don't
it
know
was
because I
too.
draft these guys and I just like bury them in my whatever on my roster. So having Mike Evans in that league and not being able to play him all year, maybe I can put somebody else in now. Hopefully fill that position. Fantasy losers. Shebass, wide receiver losers.
Quentin Johnston.
Ooh,
He did nothing. He didn't even get targeted. I don't know what he did to Justin Herbert, but apparently he pissed him off because he is not on the radar at all anymore.
relegated back to his typical role.
Yeah, back to last season. We're
that's
gonna run
weird.
this back to 2024 for you.
I think he had another big drop in this game too. I know that was his problem last year.
Overreaction
Yeah.
Not that they
Tuesday.
needed it, but he did have a drop.
Well, if he had a
Overreaction
drop,
Tuesday.
that means he had a target.
It said 0 targets that he had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe he had the
Maybe
drop
I'm
the week
thinking of last
before. And then
Yeah, it might
Herbert's
have been
like,
last
screw
week.
it. I'm not throwing to that guy again.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it makes me feel good with my Lad McConkey because I
He's
was
been a
real
stud the
concerned.
last-
Well, I didn't draft Lad McConkey in any league because I never really liked Lad McConkey. But
guys?
now after I think he's not just a white guy. He looks like he's about 10 years old. Like
true.
he doesn't look like he should actually be on the football field. So now I'm even happier I didn't draft him. But I feel I feel like Keenan Allen's actually still like the main guy. I feel like he likes Keenan Allen. I feel he looks for Keenan. He goes, Keenan ain't open. Let me throw it to one of these other options.
I think you guys are missing the clear.
I know, but we
number
can't
one
bring him up.
target.
We
Don't
can't
bring him up
yet. We can't bring him up
He was
yet.
one of my
Can't bring him
winners
up
last
yet.
week.
Make no mistake, he was, and I tried to actually tell my son to grab him in a league because my son does not have a tight end. He's been like this flyers. I looked, he was available. Never had him put in the waiver wire pickup before Thursday night, and now it's going to be over for him. There's 0% chance of him getting him.
No.
Unfortunately,
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's not talk about that right now. Everyone knows who it is because we're talking about this team. But we're gonna have to go. Let's go wide receiver losers. Shebass.
All right. That
He
was
said Quentin
Shebass, right?
Johnson.
I just did Quentin Johnson.
Oh,
Okay.
Stump. Who's your loser?
My loser is Darnell Mooney. Drake London gets stopped or gets sat out with an injury pregame warmups, and I think people scurried to grab Mooney because of his connection with Kirk last year and the expectation that he was going to be the main guy, and he got 1 catch for 11 yards. Very, very that wasn't even until late that he got that catch. I know because I was using him in a guillotine league, and I was
What a loser.
Yeah,
loser.
What a
very
loser.
painful. I was guilty of that.
I actually had it cross my mind, and I didn't let those thoughts get me. And I didn't let it get me. I'm glad. Junkie, who do you guys do loser?
So I'll segue to my loser because I made the right call by picking up Mooney. I dropped this week's loser, Jerry Jeudy, who had 0 points. So I came out 11 yards, 1 catch and 11 yards ahead of where I would have been had I stayed where I was at. But oh my gosh, what the hell happened to Jerry Jeudy?
So I actually just was adjusting my camera before the podcast, and I could hear Dustin and Shebass talking mad trash about how Dustin beat me in these leagues or whatever. Keep in mind that he beat me by 5 points, and I had to start Jerry Jeudy and I had to start Jordan Mason, so they combined for like 1.4 points,
It's true.
and I lost
And you
by 5
squeaked
points.
it out by 5.
Yeah, squeaked it out by 5.
Let's not talk about you win. Let's talk about my loss.
Stump, you lucky SOB.
That's true.
Yeah,
Well, he
Jerry
had the
Jeudy-
Tampa Bay Bucks going, and they got him like, I don't know, 19 or 20 points.
Yeah, I'm done with Jerry Jeudy for the rest of the year. I'm only putting him in if
Gotta
I
be.
absolutely have to. He's
You
done.
gotta
He's
be.
dead to me.
Yeah.
I'm never drafting him again either. The way he's done me this year, he'll never touch one of my fantasy squads again.
The gross thing is, this is what we all said about Jerry Jeudy 2 years ago. And then last year, he became that superstar we all saw with Jameson. So we go, it's
Yeah.
got to be possible.
Why
but it's just
can't
not-
Winston go
not
back
this year.
there?
Yeah, right. He's out. He's third string. They gotta share the love. They gotta send him somewhere.
Somebody.
Yeah, right.
They gotta
I
unleash
thought he
him
was going to
somewhere.
go to Cincinnati. That's what I
Yeah.
thought for sure was going to happen. But
Whatever. I'm so sick of the NFL with starting people that aren't good and then having good people sit on benches. I never understood that.
it's true.
They're depriving us of so much joy with Jameis Winston just rotting
Yeah.
on the bench.
This reminds me of when David Garrard was on the bench. I never understood that. All right, let's move on to the next position. And we all know this is a position that we all want to talk about. I don't feel like he's going to get to you, Justin. I don't think he's going to get to you.
I can't take him 2 weeks in a row. I had him last week, so I'm satisfied.
Let's
Yeah.
go tight end. Shebes. Captain Obvious.
I'm not on this one either. I'm going to go Travis Kelce.
Oh,
He only put up 8.4 points the previous week, and he put up 21.9 points this week. So we got 6 receptions, 99 yards, and a touchdown on 8 targets. So
no, I traded him this year, so that's disheartening.
he's been up and down. Like you never know what you're gonna get with him. Like I don't know what Patrick Mahomes at. Maybe he says something to him. Maybe he's jealous that he's dating Taylor Swift. I don't know. He's like, I'm not gonna pass to you this game.
Yeah,
I'll get you next week though.
Taylor Swift looks like Jack the Pumpkin King with a wig on. I don't think anyone's jealous.
It's true.
But she's got a lot of money. So
There's that. He's a
Yeah.
billionaire now.
Yeah, money talks, man. Money talks.
Jack the Pumpkin King.
Pumpkin King. Stumps up.
Yeah, and I actually thought that he was going to get kind of phased out a little bit with Rashi coming back, and that was kind of the same playing zone that they kind of do the short passes, and they both ate last week, so that would be nice.
Because I
if
think
that
it's because
continued.
Kelsey doesn't have to have like these crisp routes when they're all guarding Rashee Rice. Now he can just fumble around like he's like 38-year-old.
Yeah, it could
Still
take
be
a lot
open.
of attention off of him just sitting there in the zone 5 yards
Right.
on the field. So yeah, I mean, he was on my bench, but
Good job.
still not what I expected out of him.
Good job. Great job.
My winner, Tucker Kraft, 7 for 143 and 2 touchdowns. He really helped me defeat Cory in the auction league this week, and it was a
I'm not sure how
delight.
much help you actually needed, but good job.
I needed the help. It was a delight though to watch. I will say.
It must be a delight beating me in every league at the same time. I mean that
Dude,
must feel great.
Yeah, there's nothing like playing somebody in multiple leagues and you beat them in both of them. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a joy.
What
And not just
a
you, anyone really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One day I'll know that. One day I'll know that feeling. Justin, who you got? You can say it. Someone has to say it.
You got to say it.
All right, I'll go Orande Gadsden. 2 weeks in a
Yeah.
row is my
2
winner.
weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, the only disappointing thing was he started on fire, got most of his points in the first half. You kind of thought that game was going to end up being even bigger, but at that point, the Chargers really didn't need much more in the second half from him.
Yeah.
He's averaged like 20 points a game for 3 games in a row. Dude's a freaking stud.
Yeah.
And just when you think they don't have any more weapons, this guy comes
I
out.
know they have so many mouths to feed, but I mean, even Keenan Allen in this game had a okay game. I mean,
Yeah, you always say
What-
even Keenan Allen, but I bet you that if we were to do a little research, we'd see that he's like the most reliable receiver on the team.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Caught 4 or 5 balls. So, yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to
pretty
look up
reliable.
like who has their average and who has stayed closest to that average, because each one of them has had close to a 0-point game, and then you got Quentin Johnson who had some monster games. But me personally, I like that consistency. So hoping that Gadsden kind of produces that. I don't need any 30, 35-point games, but hopefully he doesn't produce any 5-point games either. Just keep giving me that 15 to 20.
Right.
So we already know that we only have one option right now, and that's for me to figure out who the most consistent wide receiver is on this team. And so that's what I'm going to do right now, actually, as we speak.
I'd say it's Keenan Allen.
Okay.
How are you gauging?
I'm going to go off average points.
For the whole year?
Average
Right.
points this season. So 2025 season average points, Ladd McConkey, 13.5 points. Who do you think? I'll tell you. Does everyone think Keenan Allen, or does someone else think someone else, or what's the deal here? Let's just throw it out there.
I think Keenan's around there.
I
Huh?
think they're all pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So no one else is willing to commit to like I did. Ladd McConkey, 13.5 points. Quentin Johnston, 13.9 points. Keenan Allen, 15 points. He's a full point ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
In pure average for the season. So
Gold star.
Gold star.
That surprises me. He's doing it quietly.
The reason why I'm paying attention is because I drafted him super late in the league, and I've played him a few times, just put him in.
But he's been consistent at getting points where, Quentin had a couple of really big games and then some lower games and then the 0-point game. Ladd had a couple big games and then like a 2-point game was his lowest, I think. Where I think Keenan's just getting consistent, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there every game. So he's
Mr. Consistent.
There you go.
And so now, I mean, between their tight end, Gadsden, and Keenan Allen, I don't know if there's any more mouths that you can really rely on over there. So if you want to hit a home run, throw in Ladd McConkey. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Yeah, Ladd McConkey's been the last 4 weeks. Probably the most
he's averaging 14 points a game or whatever, 13.5. So it's still, that's still pretty good. It's still pretty good.
Starting chart. Except for Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
That's true. Fantasy tight end losers. Let's go Hunter Henry. I'm just kidding. You go Shebass.
I am gonna go Jake Ferguson.
Jake Ferguson put up 0 points.
Yep. He got 1 target.
Gosh, I didn't have him in. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I know he was going up against Denver, but just Dallas all around just didn't play well.
Yeah.
So they didn't have. I didn't look to see what the wide receivers did on Dallas, but I mean Ferguson, that was pitiful. But I can't believe you can only get the ball targeted to him one time when he's one of your biggest weapons.
Right.
So,
and he's been a stud all year.
Yeah.
Even last week when CD came back, he still had a pretty decent game. I think a big game, actually.
Well, Dak Prescott could do nothing. Therefore, Ferguson could do nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Who do you got, Stump?
I got Dalton Kincaid. Coming off a handful of pretty decent games before the bye, and came back, and it could be his rib injury that's hindering him a little bit, but he had 1 catch for 23 yards. Not what I expected. I actually played him over Kelsey, so it was a disappointment.
That would be very disappointing, for sure.
Well, similarly to Dallas, their offense, the passing game didn't really do much. I mean, obviously it was a big win versus a big loss, but you had James Cook just going off and rushing for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think Josh Allen rushed a touchdown in, but he only threw for 100 and some yards. So there wasn't a lot to go around. So you hope as a Kincaid owner that it's just because they didn't have to throw the ball much.
I think Josh Allen might have gotten 2 rushing touchdowns, actually. Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing, and only 163 yards. So I guess
163. Yeah. So
Yeah.
not a lot to share.
Yeah.
Say, don't make me look it up because you know I will.
I knew it was in the hundreds.
Who do you get, Justin?
I'll go with another Dalton. It's Schultz. He was a high waiver wire target this week with Nico being out, and he was targeted a ton last week. So that was the assumption. He'd fill the gap for a lot of those bye weeks, and he had 2 catches for 24 yards. Not a lot of looks, and it was pretty disappointing.
So, yeah, Daltons are losers.
Yep. Confirmed.
Yep. Don't name your kids that.
Definitely not.
Mm-mm.
Injury updates.
We got a couple injuries of the week we got to talk about here.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really sad for Cam Scadaboo, man. I mean, he just played so viciously, and he was like just a freaking. It was just one of those things where it's like the guy was a character, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then to see his foot turned the opposite way, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't a very good sight to see. And I didn't watch the play. I just seen a still picture of it because everyone was texting about it. And I heard that the defender that tackled him ended up going and seeing him at the hospital and all that stuff. So I didn't really see the play. But did any of you guys watch the play?
Yeah.
I did not.
I watched it back after. I got an alert saying there was a cart coming out for him. I thought for sure it was like a head or neck injury.
I got that
And
too.
then
So
to find out it was
was it considered a break or dislocation?
dislocation.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's safe to say that, well,
It
because
was
he had
nasty.
surgery, right? He had surgery, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming to repair the ligaments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was
done.
nasty looking. Yeah, he's done for this
he's
season.
done. So what do you think the fantasy implications are? Are we looking at Tyrone Tracy? We're looking at maybe some Devin Singletary? Obviously Tracy, but
I'd say
do you
both
guys
of them
think-
are going to get some run, but I would say Tracy gets the majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
and
agree with
who
that.
knows, man? I mean, with him just coming back from injury, who knows how fragile he is?
Yeah.
You know, stuff like this happens, and then you start thinking like, well, what if Tracy completely reclaims his starting job, just starts dominating? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And what about next year? You know, I know we're being real selfish as fantasy players. We're like, it was really fun having Cam Scadaboo out there knocking heads.
Yeah, just his total energy that he brought. I agree.
I thought he was still talking, so he said that I brought, and we all just sat here while he thought.
When you're
And then
talking
he
about being
goes,
selfish
I
as
agree.
fantasy football players, you did ask me about Scadaboo, so I'm gonna boost up my outlook on Scadaboo when you said, would you rather have him and you asked numerous other players, and I said I think he's going to get injured just because the aggressive nature that he brings. And yeah, it's odd, Stump, you said you were expecting it to be a head or neck injury because that's how he plays. It is odd that he ended up getting this injury on just like leaping for a pass and landing on it sideways or something. But it just kind of seemed like didn't know. We knew it was going to happen, but we just didn't know when
or how. Another injury that we should talk about here is Quinshon Judkins.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're going into a bye, correct?
Yes.
And I got Judkins in the league, so I'm just hoping that he's 100% going to play week 10. So
I think it's a shoulder injury, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Shoulder injury. Would you say we might see some Dylan Sampson or Jerome Ford here week 10? If it's not him, it's probably going to be Sampson, or do you think they're just going to go back to Ford, old trusty?
No, I would say Sampson because that's who they were using before Judkins came back, but signed and started playing. So,
what do we think? What's the outlook? Do you think that he's gonna I'm asking specifically for myself here.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
tell because they're on bye this week, so you have no idea what to expect. I think I saw that it could be a sprained AC joint in his shoulder, so I don't know what that usually entails. But
Well, my hopes would be that they, through the bye, he rested up, he feels pretty good, and he's just back out there tearing it up. Who do you got for injuries? Anything else?
We talked about Saquon a little bit. That's the one report that I did hear is it's just a minor strain. Shouldn't be out much more than the bye. I did also hear McLaurin tweaked his same hamstring that's held him out for the last few games, so that doesn't sound good for him either.
Those
I think
hamstrings.
he's one of my choices for winners too because he actually had a decent game with.
I know, and I think actually I always talk about my guillotine league, but I think in my guillotine league I actually put him in, just assuming that he was going to have a decent week next week. Like I put him in already for next week. Now I'm going to have to slide him back out.
yeah. Take a look at that.
What about Drake London? Have you guys heard anything about him?
Nothing.
No.
Concrete.
Hopefully,
it kind of sounded like it was
we'll be
just going to
better.
be a 1 week deal.
I hope so.
Yeah, what was that? What was that about? That I just got that alert, the morning of, and I was able to get him out. However, I didn't tell my 11-year-old about it, and he played him. Great dad of the year.
Why did you play against him? I'm not saying anything.
No, that would have been worse.
I need this win.
I don't want to wear the dress.
What's funny is all
I'm sorry.
All the apps send alerts now, unless so you don't have them on. But I saw
Sleeper's the only one I
it.
have on.
Yeah, same.
I saw something about it Saturday night saying that he was questionable going in, and they weren't sure if he was going to play. And it was pretty early on Sunday that they said he was going to be out.
But should we talk a little bit about the Matt Gay injury? Oh wait, kickers aren't important.
It's true.
But yeah, I know that they picked up a kicker on Sunday, right? And they played on Monday, so it's like you don't have that much. Like when they're signing people on Sunday and the game is on Monday and it's a kicker, it's like you only have two options once you find out he's not playing and the other game's already happening.
Oh,
At
sure.
the time you probably had 5 options and half of them are probably taken, and then whoever they picked up. So, all right, guys. We're switching over to Rock to end this one. It's been a fantastic episode. Episode 14 in the books. I'm excited.
Stump, you should just bob your head. Oh, there we go. Yes.
No, once the music turns off, he starts playing.
Yeah, then he starts playing.
I can't
Hey,
hear
at
it.
least he got something.
I said a guess. I was guessing.
Shit.